Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the incredible, invisible art that makes your favorite movies and video games feel totally real. We're talking about sound design.
So, think about it for a second. What is it that makes a movie explosion actually feel real? Or what makes a completely silent room feel incredibly tense? Well, I'll give you a hint. It has less to do with what you're seeing and everything to do with what you're hearing. All right, let's dive right in. Our first section is all about the secret art of sound, and you're about to discover why pretty much nothing you hear in media is ever there by accident. So, what exactly is sound design? Well, at its heart, it's basically storytelling, but with sound. It's the art of creating and tweaking every single audio element to help tell the story, and, just as importantly, to make you, the audience, feel something specific. And when I say every single sound, I really mean it. From the quietest whisper to the crunch of footsteps on gravel to even the low hum of a refrigerator in the background. Yeah, all of it has been carefully chosen or even created from scratch by a specialist. And that specialist is the sound designer. Their job is this really cool mix of being a technical wizard and a creative artist. They work right alongside the director to figure out the sound for the entire story. They manage all the layers, dialogue, music, sound effects, and make sure everything, especially the dialogue, is crystal clear. They're out there recording new sounds or digging through huge digital libraries, and then they oversee the whole final mix to make it all perfect. Okay, so to really understand the art, we've got to touch on the science behind it all. Don't worry, we'll make this quick and painless, but this stuff is the foundation for everything a sound designer does. First step is frequency. See, every sound is just a vibration traveling through the air as a wave. Frequency is just a measure of how fast that wave is vibrating. And our brains interpret that speed as pitch, whether a sound is high or low. We measure it in a unit called hertz, or Hz for short. So it's pretty simple, really. High frequency means fast vibrations, which we hear as a high pitch, like a bird chirping or whistle. On the flip side, low frequency means slow vibrations, and that's what we hear as a low pitch, like a big bass drum or a roll of thunder. A sound designer's job is to balance all these frequencies perfectly so that the audio sounds natural and clear. All right, so that's pitch. Now let's talk about power, or loudness. To measure how loud or intense a sound is, we use a unit you've probably heard of before, decibels, which you'll almost always see written as dB. And this chart gives you a really good idea of the range we're talking about. A quiet whisper is only about 30 decibels. A normal conversation, that's around 60. But a rock concert can easily blast past 110 decibels. So you can see why managing these levels is so important for sound designers. They have to make sure the audio is comfortable, clear, and doesn't distort. Okay, we've got the basic science down. Now let's look at the toolkit. We're talking about the actual people, the places, and the programs that are used to bring sound design to life. Now let me introduce you to one of the absolute coolest jobs in the entire entertainment industry, the Foley artist. This is a person who physically creates and records sound effects in a studio while watching the movie. They use all sorts of weird props to perfectly match the action on screen, like making the sound of footsteps or rustling clothes or breaking glass. It's an incredibly hands-on and creative job. And this quote just nails why Foley is so crucial. It's all about adding that layer of texture. These small, detailed sounds are what make the world of the film feel real and believable. Without them, scenes would feel, well, strangely empty and just plain wrong. So where does all this audio, the dialogue, the music, the Foley, come together? It happens right here in the Digital Command Center. It's called a Digital Audio Workstation, or for short, a DAW. This is the main software that lets designers record, edit, layer, and mix everything. They can literally see the sound waves on the screen and have total control over every single element. But here's the thing. Even with the most powerful software in the world, you can't really fix a bad recording. Good sound starts at the source. And these are basically the 4 golden rules every professional follows. Find a quiet room without a lot of echo, get the microphone placed just right, use a pop filter to stop those harsh P sounds, and always, always test your levels before you hit record. All right, now for the really fun part. Let's get into the creative magic tricks that designers use to build entire sonic worlds from the ground up. The foundation for any location's sound is what we call ambience. This is the continuous background noise that instantly tells your brain where you are. It's the hum of a busy city, the sound of crickets in a forest at night, or even the subtly room tone that fills what seems like total silence. It makes a place feel alive. Next up, we've got panning. This is a really simple but powerful tool. By distributing a sound across the left and right speakers, a designer can create a sense of direction and movement. So if you're wearing headphones, you can hear a car drive from one side of the screen to the other. It makes the audio feel three-dimensional. I absolutely love this analogy for equalization or EQ. It really is like a pair of sonic scissors. It allows a designer to surgically trim away parts of a sound they don't want, like maybe a low-frequency hum from an air conditioner. And at the same time, they can boost other frequencies to make a voice sound extra crisp. It's all about shaping the sound to be perfect. Now, people often mix up reverb and echo, but they're actually different. Reverb is all the sound bouncing off the surfaces in a room, which creates a sense of space. Think about how your voice sounds in a big cathedral. Echo, on the other hand, is a distinct, delayed repetition of a sound, like yelling across a canyon and hearing your voice come back. Designers use both to place sounds in a specific environment and make it feel real.
And then there's synthesis. This is where a sound designer's creativity can just go completely wild. Synthesis is the process of creating brand new sounds from scratch using software. This is how they make noises for things that don't exist in the real world. The engine of a spaceship, the voice of a robot, the sound of an alien language. It's literally inventing sound out of thin air.
So when you put this all together, what's the big takeaway? The crucial point is this: sound design is the perfect bridge between science and art. It uses the technology and the rules of physics to build the incredible, invisible world that you hear, a world that's carefully crafted to tell a story and make you feel something.
So I have a challenge for you. Next time you're watching a movie or playing a game, just for a moment, close your eyes and only listen. Now that you know some of the secrets behind the sound, what new details are you going to hear? What will you listen for?